I decided to do this video because I was in the market for a new bike rack. Sadly, my bike got stolen, so I bought a new bike, and I bought an e-bike, but it's super heavy, and so I needed to buy a new bike rack that would fit on my car. I have an X3, and it had to be sturdy enough that it could carry my heavy e-bike. So after doing lots of research online, I kind of was torn between two rack systems. One was the up one, and made in the USA, and the other was the Kua. And there was just something that drew me to the up one. So I think their quality, you know, from everything I've read online, is superb, and ease of use, and it just was kind of the modular system that I was looking for. So I wanted to do this video because I don't think there's any women doing bike rack reviews. The only reviews I've seen have all been done by men. So I thought, let me get it out myself. And so you women out there who are doing this kind of research, you can see how easy it is for a woman to put together, or not easy, we'll see. So we're gonna start from the beginning. The box came yesterday. Gonna open it up. Okay, first of all, I should explain. When I bought the bike rack, I didn't know if I wanted to buy a double or a single with an add-on. And I chose to do the single with an add-on, just because it seemed pretty easy to add the add-on to the single. And also it would give me a little bit of flexibility in the sense of, do I want to take one bike or two bikes? And the one bike system, you can open your hood from what I've read, so we'll see. Wow, that's fancy. Okay, so in the box, my packing slip. And here it is. Not too heavy, definitely manageable. I don't see directions, but it also doesn't look like it's too hard to figure out. There's two locks. One of them, I imagine, is for the hitch to the rack lock. I'm not sure if the other one is to lock the add-on to this one, but we'll find out. And the other thing in the box, oh, sorry, directions. And tools. Okay. So I'm going to try and do this without even looking at the directions. We'll see how good I am. So a little blue lever. Let's see if we can figure out how to unlatch this. Oh. Blue lever turns to the side. And I should open these guys up. There's a piece of cardboard in here. I think that'll come out later. Okay, so that worked pretty easily. My cardboard's giving me trouble. There we are. There it is. Okay, easy peasy. So twist down those little blue knobs, open it up, and then I think we stick it on the bike or on the car. Okay, now we're gonna put it right on. It's actually really light. I was thinking the system would be much heavier. There it is, fits right in. So in order to open it, there's a little bit of a lift you have to do with the lever, and then it ratchets up. So it's not going to do it unless you're holding the lever. Let me grab the key. And check this out. So this is the key that comes with it, the lock and key. Let me just see how that works. I'm kind of a newbie with this kind of stuff. All right, I figured this locking mechanism out. It's really quite easy. It just spins, and I was thinking, why is it spinning? But it spins because it unscrews. So as you turn the key, the mechanism unscrews. And so this is going to lock the rack to the car. And the nifty thing is, there's not just one position you can lock it in. You can actually move it pretty close to your car if you want, or a little bit farther away. So I'm going to choose right now to put it about 2 inches away. And take this little black piece off, slide it on through, and then I'm going to come around. Put the black piece back on, and the lock back on. And then tighten it back up with the key, and it just turns like you would lock anything or screw anything in place. There. And now she's in. So what you'll see is there's still some movement here because I haven't tightened it down yet. And to tighten it down, we're going to use the wrench and tighten that up, and that'll tighten up that little ball that's inside of there. Give it a good hand turn, and now it's totally locked in place. No wiggle at all. And then I guess, let me see if that'll lock in place. Oh yeah. So those little blue levers that we used to open this up, we now need to lock back down. So down in here is the blue lever, which is up, allowing us to close it. And when we push it down, now it doesn't turn anymore. So now this is totally locked in place. Okay. All right, so there it is, all folded up in place. Comes really close to the car, and I actually could have it even closer to the car. And then, best part, open up the back. Opens right up. Sweet! Well, tell me what you think. So one of the other reasons I love this rack was that it has a nifty little pull bar that allows you to tilt the rack down or up. So I've seen on video anyway. We'll check it out now and see how that works. So we'll come this way. And as I reach underneath it, I feel this bar that moves. So I'm gonna, it looks like it's notched into both sides. I'm gonna pull it off both sides, and then the rack will come up. We don't want it that close, so probably lock it right in there. There we are. So that sticks in, and if you look over here, there's another mechanism too that tightens down that I think locks that in place, just to screw that down tight. I imagine that's more important when we have it open. We'll lift that rack up again, slide it down. Oops. It's a little tricky because it has to unlatch on both sides. Not as easy as I thought it would be. And then get it in place, and once it's in place, then underneath we screw that little thing, that little screw bar down, and then it doesn't move. You can't pull it out. All right, so there it is. It's in place. Nothing's moving. These guys aren't turning anymore, and we're gonna go ahead and put a bike on. Let's check it out. Pull up on the red handle. Open that up all the way. And that up all the way. My bike is pretty heavy. I think it weighs 42 pounds. So I haven't had to, and it's huge. It has 29-inch wheels. We'll see. Ready, set, go. Front in, back on, ratchet it in place, ratchet this in. Voila, there's the one-up bike rack. All right, stick with me, and we'll open up the second box, which is the add-on. Okay. I wanted to show you too how the bike comes off, because now it's in pretty snugly, and how to release it. So there's the red lever again, and that takes a little bit of force to get that lever up. You have to push in with one hand on your wheel to loosen it up, and then lift the lever, and then it ratchets down. And this, I can imagine, would be helpful to have two people. Let's see if you can do it with just one.
There's nothing in here, but it's hard to pull out of the bike and lower it at the same time. I'm gonna do it, because it's only me.
Voila. So if I had to say, not the easiest to work with the one hand. This is the Super Duty from One Up, and their newer version is the Equipped, and the newer version, from what I understand, has a little simpler mechanism to release so that you really can do it with one hand. This, I'd say, if you're a girl on the trails on your own, it's a little tricky. You might want to grab a friend to go with you. Okay, now let's open up the second box, which is the add-on unit. And let's see, in this box, another envelope. With some directions, pretty simple. And a couple bolts. So we'll hang on to that. Take it out of the box. And as with the original, it has two blue levers. We'll open those up. And that will allow us to slide these open. That cardboard in there, I know is just for protection, but it makes it a little challenging. that the first time. Okay, so then I'm gonna push it open, and then needs leverage. Push it open. And then here's the little blue levers on there that we push down in place, which locks it in place again. Okay. So I imagine these two bolts, just by looking at it, are going to go in here. And they're going to lock onto that rack. Let's go figure it out. Okay, so it says to remove the plastic caps, which are here. One there comes right out. Another one there comes right out. And then the two bolts that they gave us, we're going to kind of stick them in and give them a little partial thread just to get it started. And then we'll come back and take the add-on unit. See, it's not that heavy. I like that. And we're going to line it up with the two holes here. There it is. And then slide it over. And then screw it down. Super easy to get that add-on in place. Love that. And I imagine easy to take it off too if you just want to have the one rack on. We'll tighten it down with our proprietary hex bolt or hex wrench. Tighten it down. Look at that. See, even a mom can do it. Easy peasy. And I asked for a lock, so I purchased the extra lock that will lock the first to the second. I'm not quite sure where that goes. Let's see. For my lever to lift it up. Okay. So here's a lever to lift it up. That's where I say it's a little tricky because it's on two sides, so you have to make sure that it opens up on both sides. There we go. I'm sure that will become easier the more you get used to it. But second one in place, and check it out. So the second one's a little bit higher than the first one, so that if you have two bikes of equal size, that'll make putting them on easier because the seats will be different sizes. It looks like it's elevated about 4 inches. I'm sure their website will tell you how much it's elevated. But I like that step system. Okay, I made a mistake. So I put the bolts on that they gave me, which is totally fine, but I bought this locking bolt. So if you want to lock it to make sure that nobody can steal your add-on, instead of using one of the bolts, and they suggest using the one on the right side, we're going to use the locking bolt. So I have to take off the bolt that I put on. Comes out easy because I didn't tighten it too tight. And then we'll put this one on. Okay, if we push this one up. Yeah, we go down with it, just like the other bolt. Goes in place. And then the lock, just like that other lock that locked the rack to the car, it screws in. So you turn the key, turn until it screws all the way in. And once it's there, you can pull the key out. Back it up a little bit and pull the key out. Put the thing on. And then I guess you probably could tighten this down too. Let's check it out. Yeah, then we'll tighten it down even more. So the good thing is it would probably take you about 10 extra minutes if you want to change it from a 1-bike system to a 2-bike system. I think I'm going to keep mine a 2-bike system for a while, and then it's locked in place. Nobody's going to take it. All right, one other thing I would like to mention. So I have 2 sets of keys. One is for the lock that locks the rack to the car, and the other set is the lock that locks the add-on to the base rack. And if you order them at the same time, they're the same key. If you order it separately, it won't be. So good idea if you know that you're going to get the add-on, order it when you order your base rack, because then all keys work interchangeably. So I'm going to go ahead and put 2 bikes on here and show you guys how easy, I hope, this is going to be. So I want to lower it down and pull that lever open to make sure that you have it locked in place. It needs to sit really firmly into the, so that it doesn't go anywhere. Okay, we're going to open them up. And to open it up, if you hold that lever level, it opens up nicely. And open it up all the way. All the way. The lever takes a little bit of getting used to, just to make sure you're holding it really level and it works the smoothest. Okay, this looks like it's going to be a little challenging to lift these heavy bikes up, but because I have 2 e-bikes, we're going to load 2 e-bikes up on top. That's not terrible. Try and get it right in the middle. Loading them, easy. Super simple to load these bikes up. And if you want to tighten it down, you just push a little tighter into the tire. But that's about it. Okay, second one. I think we'll flip it around. Get the pedal out of the way. This bike is a little shorter. Feels like it's equally heavy. Oh no, it's even heavier. It's smaller but heavier. Smaller but mighty. So, oh, look at that. It fits right underneath. Handlebars go over the seat really easily. That step-up system's really nice. Snap it in place. Tighten it up. And there you go. Interesting, this wobble. I wasn't expecting this wobble on the bikes. And I don't think that's going to change by pushing in tighter, because it's in there. It's just what it is. So we'll see when I travel with it what it does. But hey, the great thing is, look, I can do it, you can do it, 1 up, awesome.